Welcome to Twist Talks, where we talk about the Japanese game Twisted Wonderland.
We discuss theories, headcanons, and other random nonsense about the game and its characters.
For the sake of spoilers within our podcast topics, we will only be discussing the international release over the Japanese release.
Hi, I'm Talissa, and my pronouns are she, her.
Hi, I'm Kaden, and my pronouns are I don't give a fuck.
Hi, I'm Wonder, and I use any pronouns. Hey y'all, Wonder here. Everybody get out your bingo cards. We had technical difficulties. And so we are missing about 5 minutes of audio, and that covered like the last couple chapters of the event. So unfortunately, we did miss coverage of the last two chapters, probably not even. But yeah, so just a heads up for that. We do apologize. But thank you for listening. Okay. Enjoy the episode. Hello, and welcome to this newest episode of Twist Talks, as we've gotten into the habit of not saying the number, because who the fuck knows?
Honestly, though, and half the time, the order we record them in is not the order we post them in, considering I still have a solo I recorded in January that has not been posted.
I'm gonna try to hold off on posting that one until it's relevant again. Like, that is very, very, very... If we're like 3 weeks, no recording, nothing has happened, then I will post it. But like...
I feel like we should wait to post it in July, because then we could joke it's Christmas in July, since that was the topic of that episode. Okay, fair. The only Christmas in July memories I have is my first work party.
Yeah, sorry.
That's
but
fair.
Anyway, I did mute my recording mic, so that won't go on the recording, but that's fine. Anyway, hello. Today we are discussing, as you can tell by the title, the White Rabbit Fest. And Kaden is once again not here. They had something they wanted us to record. Huh?
I said Easter, not Christmas.
No. Kaden did have something they wanted us to record, to read.
Are you
Do we want to read
this
now or like after? Do you want to?
And
also, do we want to do this now or after we finish like the summary?
Maybe we should do this after, because it kind of like caps the whole event.
Yeah.
Got some spoilers
so we will read
there.
That. Yeah. But yeah. So we'll read that after. But yeah. So, once again, Kaden is here in spirit.
In spirits.
But, yeah.
Yeah, they get to have stressful time at work while we record.
Mm-hmm. I'm recording at home for once, which is fun. Not in my dorm room.
I'm recording in my basement like always, but it's the first time I've been in my basement in like 3 weeks.
I am also in my basement.
Nice.
And I have to be very quiet because I'm the only one not in bed. And I don't like this feeling. I don't like having to be quiet.
Same. Not really that I have to try being quiet, but the basement is also like right above my parents' room. And I don't know if my mom's asleep yet. So that's why we can wait.
All my books. That's where my haiku books went.
That's why we can wait for reading Caden's text to make sure my mom is asleep before we read that aloud.
That is fair. Sorry, I just took a look at the bookshelves for the first time, and apparently they unpacked a whole bunch of my books since I was last home.
Is that good or bad?
My 3 volume. It's good, but also that's where my 3 volumes of haiku that I own went.
Fair. I have to reorganize my bookshelves because I'm running out of space, and I got new books, and I'm picky about where I want some of my books to go. Others I don't care. But I now need to like move 3 books because I have 6 books I want to place next to them, and like I only have
Things
like
are out of order.
a shelf of extra
I'm gonna
space.
have to reorganize those.
That's unfortunate.
I have the Cinder series. Don't judge me. I did really enjoy
Lunar
it, but it's
Chronicles?
like way out of order. Yeah.
I have that one
forget
too.
what they're
I have
called.
not read it, but I own it.
Yeah. I really liked it. And I know it's technically considered, cringy, but like I really enjoyed it.
I didn't know it
and
was
it's way out
considered
of order.
cringy because I've
It's
had like 3 people recommend it to me, so I didn't know that.
I don't know. Anyway, we should probably talk about what we're actually here to talk about.
I mean,
Which
we're
is,
on
again,
episode like teen something? They're used to us by now.
20-something.
Ooh, fancy.
We're in the 20s.
Nice.
You didn't know that?
No.
Let me see. We're on this will probably be episode 24.
I do like zero interaction on our Spotify and stuff. I still have yet to listen to yours and Caden's solo episodes from the newest round of them.
Yeah. Well, so this will probably be episode 24 because my hope is to get this up this weekend for Voice Team because this was on my like to-do list thing for that challenge, and I want to get points for at least one of those.
Fair, and keep it sort of close to when the event was.
Yeah. Anyway, let's like we said, let's bring up what we were talking about before we hit record, and then we were like, hey, we should probably talk about this on the recording.
For a second, I thought you were saying, like, you haven't hit record yet, and I'm like, I have, like, 6 minutes of content already.
No. Anyway, what was it that you said? You said this was... A lot of what the notes you took were just straight-up quotes, because... What was the word you used?
Sorry,
I'm tired.
Honestly, same. My spoons are getting low. I said a lot of them were quotes because it was just them dissing Deuce.
Yeah, and being, just like very unhinged. And then I said, well, yeah, this was the 3 most feral members of the freshman gang, and then Silver.
Here, I can
This
send
was probably one of the more unhinged groupings possible. I think the only thing that could have made it more unhinged was if Lilia was also here.
I think this is telling me this is too many characters to send in one text, so we'll just see, because it has minus 2511, so let's see what sends when I click send. Your message is too long. Get Nitro.
Is this over?
Why won't you just... I was trying to do it on Discord. Why won't you just send the parts that aren't too long, and then I can send the rest? Like, why are you making me figure out what I need to delete? Since I have to delete, like, half of it. Okay, what's a random bullet point that I can just start erasing from? That is not the but. Oh my gosh, I'm still... Okay. Let's try this one. And we're getting there. I might have to do this more than once. I'll have to do this more than once. Okay. There is part 1 of 3.
Oh, God.
Now I gotta find it on here so I can... Okay. And then if I do this, that should be enough. I told you, I took a lot of notes for some reason. I don't even know why.
I feel like you probably should have sent this before the recording, but Too late.
It's fun.
It's fine. God, I loved Ortho in this event. I also just love Ortho in general, but like he was really cute.
Okay, now all the bullet points are... Oh my gosh, it looks so much longer than on my notes app. I'm gonna switch this to numbers just to see how many bullet points there are. Oh, wait, dang it, I gotta do it this way. Okay. many bullet points do you think there are?
50-something.
Higher.
Higher? 70-something.
Higher.
100-something?
85.
Okay.
So, just so people who can't see this extremely long list, you now know what I just sent to them. 85 bullet points about this 35 chapter event.
It was a fun event. This. There's a lot to talk about.
I didn't expect this. Okay, getting on to the event. So, Deuce overslept and is sprinting to class. That's how it starts.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like panicking the entire time because is he an honor student or does he want to be an honor student? Because they switch what they're saying constantly.
I think, from my understanding, and I could be wrong about this, he's on like a scholarship that requires him to keep his grades up. So he tries to be an honor student because that's basically what he has to be to keep the scholarship, I think.
Okay, I wasn't sure. Just because, like, half the time he says he wants to be an honor student or he needs to be an honor student, and then half the time he says he is. So I wasn't sure.
I think what he means when he says he is, he means, like, you know, he's on the scholarship, and then when he wants to be is just like, I want to keep my grades up so that I can keep my fucking scholarship.
Fair.
Which felt. I feel that.
Fair enough. Okay, so he's running to get to class, which I think he said was like homeroom or something, which isn't that the class where you just do your homework?
Well, okay. Homeroom for me was, what did we do? It's been like 2 years because I didn't have a homeroom my senior year because I graduated early. That was kind of where we got, like, you know, announcements.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm playing with Legos.
Yeah. I think I'm thinking of study hall.
Yeah, study hall is where you just sit in silence and do your homework. Homeroom is, yeah, like I said, like announcements, like big school projects. You can also get, like, what do we do? Anytime there was like a, you know, this educational or encouraging video that they want the whole school to watch, that would be done during homeroom usually.
Okay.
So yeah, homeroom is basic for my school at least was basically just announcements class, and then also here's just a group of people that you spend time with for like half an hour every day. So lots of team building activities that literally meant nothing.
Okay. I was just kind of wondering why he was sprinting. So he's running to class. Yeah. And of course, we are running late as well. Which you have the option to either say it's all Grimm's fault that we're late, or we also slept late. I was honest and said we also slept late, because that is definitely what I would do.
Yeah, same.
And, like, right away, we have the first quote, because Deuce sees that we're running, and he's just like, I see you're also flirting with tardiness this morning. And it's like, dude, you can't even talk. Like, why is that your choice in sentence?
Yeah, this just feels way out of character
with tardiness. I'm like, why not just say, I can see you're also late?
Yeah. I think that might have just been a weird translation thing, though.
It might have been.
That felt weird. Anyway.
Yeah, we spend a lot of time running to class. Mm-hmm. And Deuce is saying how he wants to be an honor student, and Grimm is just like, oh, I never thought of you like that. So, just get some insults in early in the morning. And apparently, I think they said we got in like 5 seconds before Cruel did, so we weren't technically late.
Yeah. Which, I know people, I've heard people joke about this, but you know, if the teacher's 15 minutes late to class, legally, they can't have the class anymore. Like, the class is canceled for the day. I did look into it, and that is like, I'm pretty sure that is a thing. So, depending on how late we were.
I don't think Cruel is someone who would be late. He probably shows up on the dot same time.
Yeah.
No, that's more Train. He at least shows up when class is supposed to be.
Yeah.
And
Although
if he is late, he probably has a great outfit.
To class. I have had teachers who've shown up late to their own class. It's always fun when that happens.
I mean, technically, my teachers were never in class.
Well,
I was homeschooled.
as someone who went to a physical school, into an actual public school.
No, after like 5th grade, my parents were just like, here's the workbook, figure it out. I had the answers and everything.
Nice.
So yeah, that's like book 1, just as being late for class. And then we go to lunch, where it's Apple, Silver, and us.
No, it's
and
Apple
Ortho.
and Ortho.
It's Ortho. Silver's not there yet.
Silver shows up later.
And we're talking about some comic, which I really want to know what this comic is, but of course they did not tell me. So, webtoon. Insert webtoon of your choosing. I'm so behind on those. And of course, the first thing Apple does when he sees Deuce is just like, so you were late to class today? Love them.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I had that. And then Deuce is saying how, because Ortho's like, why would you be late? You just figure out how long it takes you to get to class and then backtrack. That's when you need to wake up and then just go to bed accordingly. Of course, this little robot doesn't understand sleep.
Yeah.
It works in theory.
Mm-hmm.
And he was saying he was up late because he was talking to his mom.
Yeah.
And then he tells us about the White Rabbit Fest. I have no clue what to get from their relationship after this event, because it was, like, not what I pictured.
Well, because earlier they talk about, in Wish Upon a Star, you know, how, like, all Deuce really wants is for her to, you know, be happy and have a good life. And I don't know.
I knew that. I didn't play the Star Sending event, but I knew that, like, he really cares about his mom and he's, like, wants to be an honor student for her and stuff like that. So I was expecting, like, them to be, like, really sweet with each other and, like, get along, and then he's just spending the entire time just being like, Mom, why? You don't need to be here. What are you doing? He's being a teenager.
He's being a teenager. It was what I took out of it. Because, like, even the parent that I do have the better relationship with, I'm like that with. So.
I mean, fair. I was like that as a teen, too. But my mom just took me to get ice cream, so I can't say much.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he tells us about the White Rabbit Fest, as little as he knows about it. And Grimm, of course, invites himself.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he does.
Grimm.
Yep. And Caden doesn't get why we don't like him.
Grimm is annoying. I like the stuffed... Hello?
I think you cut out for a second.
That's unfortunate. I like the stuffed animal I have with Grimm, and that's about it.
I don't think I could even like that. No offense.
To be fair, when I got it, it was like... Let's see, I started playing in December, and then that Amkey was in February. I had been playing the game for like 2 months.
Yeah.
Like, I was probably on, like, book 3 at most.
Yeah, that's fair.
And it was also the only Twist merch they had there.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm so happy they had so much more
year.
at Amkey this year. But
I know, it made me so happy.
It's always sad to see the fluctuations of different fandoms at cons.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, a couple years ago, there was so much Haikyuu stuff, and Skate stuff, and Yuri on Ice stuff, and then, like, this last year, at both Kitsune and Amki, and Colossal, too, I think, although I'd never been to Colossal before this year, there was, like, nothing.
Yeah.
Or there was very little. And it made me sad. Like, there wasn't really anything big with any of them.
They just grab whatever is most popular.
Mm-hmm.
So that made me happy that there was Twist stuff, because, like, it's getting popular.
Yeah.
I remember getting ads when the game first came out and just being like, no, I'm not interested in this. I probably thought it was a dating sim, honestly. I didn't start getting ads
until after I started playing it. Like, the first Halloween event was my first Twisted Wonderland ad.
I remember getting
for the Halloween event, and I was like, I already played this game.
I remember getting ads, or at least seeing it in the App Store. But
really,
I had no interest in it. And then I actually remember when because you know how we met, we're on the train, we're like across from each other, and I had asked you what you were playing, and I think I asked you it twice, and I still couldn't hear what you were saying, and I just knew it was Wonderland, and I was trying to remember what your screen looked like. So then I was like, well, I want to play this game. Like, it looked interesting, and, you know, like, I want to have something to talk about with this person besides Disney purses. And I, like, I looked up Wonderland, and then I looked through the App Store, and that was the top result, Twisted Wonderland, and I look at it, and I'm like, no, this doesn't look like what they're playing. So I kept scrolling down, and I downloaded some, like, random Alice in Wonderland game, because I'm like, this looks close to what I saw on their screen. And then I, like, opened the game, and it was, like, a dark one, and I'm like, this does not seem right. I'm like, this wasn't the vibes I got from this person, so maybe I'll just have to ask them again next week.
You also asked me that during a run-through, and I was like, I don't want to interrupt the run-through.
Exactly.
To gush about what is currently my favorite thing.
That was such a fun run-through, though.
It was. That whole, like, era. I wish I could come back, but unfortunately...
Come back.
I don't live in the same city anymore. I can't.
I don't care.
I can't do rehearsals during the week. We also should continue.
You don't have to go to rehearsals. You just have to go to performances.
You do, though. Like, it's required. You have to go to, I think it was, like, at least 2 rehearsals and the dress rehearsal. And I can't.
That's if you're new, because one of the girls who's done it a couple years didn't go to any of the practices. But she was just kind of like, she'd show up and they'd put her on whatever train they needed someone. So, like, it wasn't like me where I was, like, on the same train. It's pretty easy.
I also would be new to the bigger part, though. Anyway, so we don't accidentally dox ourselves.
True.
Continuing on.
Honestly, I feel like if they really wanted to, they could find out where we live pretty easily.
From everything we've talked about now.
I feel like these people don't care that much about us, so...
I hope so. Anyway.
Okay. Yeah, one of the next quote I have in here was Deuce saying how, like, he hasn't been to the White Rabbit Fest in years, and then he's just like, after my mom called, I figured it's been long enough, and there was, like, a pause between that, and I'm like, suspicious? Okay. It makes sense with more context that you get in the game, but I'm like, right away, I'm just like, backstory. Let's find the trauma. So yeah, then Silver shows up, and he's like, oh, you're going to Clocktown.
I do have one comment about, the whole, you know, I haven't been to White Rabbit Fest in years. How? Literally the entire city is white. It's the whole city.
Yeah. Does he just
not leave his house?
valid, though. I mean,
and if he means
teenager.
like, oh, I didn't go to have fun, I went to go like, I don't know, tear down the booths or something, is like, you know, be a little punk there. That's not the same as like not going.
Yeah, I pictured he just like didn't go. So yeah. I'm just gonna say, especially because later he says the park was like his favorite place to hang out. So I'm just gonna say he either didn't leave his apartment or time for vacation.
Yeah, which probably would have mean that he would have gone on vacation on his own because his mom.
Yeah, mom kind of has to run stuff.
Works there.
Yeah, and
anyway.
Child.
Uh-huh. It's fine. We don't need all the details, but also no. But
he probably just didn't leave his apartment.
Yeah.
So yeah, then you have, after we have all decided we're going, because why not? Then oh my gosh, I looked at the notes and it said Apple. Silver shows up and he's just like, oh, you're going to Clocktown. Can you get me an alarm clock? Because I tend to sleep through them. And Silver's just, oh my god, I'm messing up names. Deuce is just like, oh, just come with us. Like, you can just pick your own. So now everyone's coming. Because obviously.
Which I do find funny. Like, I find, how do we have that good enough of a relationship with Silver at this point in the game, pre-finishing book 7, how do any of them have that good of a relationship with Silver? Because, like, none of them, in the main storyline at least, have interacted with him, like, at all, I don't think.
I feel like that was probably Deuce just being friendly.
I guess, but it's still a little weird to me. I don't know.
I haven't read book 7. I haven't read book 6.
That
was my plan. I've had nothing to do.
I'm only
I've just been
partway
binging
through
a book series.
Yeah, I'm only partway through book 7. I think we're about to catch up, like the drop that's coming this month, to where I was with the translations, and then I haven't really played any of it since it started coming out in English. So I am
fair
behind both in the sense of what's out in English and what's out internationally, like in Japan.
Fair enough.
Anyway.
I kind of feel like that's just like Deuce is also trying to like get to know all the freshmen, and then he's probably just like, because they also say kind of like they were asking him a bit, they're like, oh, what do you want in an alarm clock? And they listed some different types, and Silver didn't really know, so Deuce was just like, oh, just come with us, like, then you can get the one you want. So like that might have been part of it.
I guess.
And then
I guess that's just Deuce and I are different people, because if, like, you know, I was at school and somebody asked me to, like, pick them up, say, we've mentioned that we live in a team with a big, or a city with a big sports team. If somebody asked me to get them, like, something from that sports team, basically, I would not be like, oh, why don't you come? I would be like, okay, I'll go check out the store and, like, call you when I'm there. Or something, like video call you or something. Even to my friends.
Both, depending on the person. Maybe just because I'd forget. I'd just straight up forget.
Yeah.
I'd just be like looking at all the merchandise and just being like, was I supposed to do something?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's like even to my friends, I would do that. Which I guess, I don't know if that makes me like a rude person or something, but it's like, I'm not gonna, especially when I'm just staying at home, I'm not gonna invite someone to come with me. Sorry. But anyway.
Like, I wouldn't invite, okay, no, I can't say that because I've had sleepovers with like 8 people before, but in my defense, a majority of them were siblings, so like I was friends with all of them, but it's kind of like, if I'm going to invite one sibling, I might as well invite all of them, you know?
Well, I guess with all of the with all of the like hometown events, it's not very clear, at least to me, if this is all like if we are sleeping over, because like it's kind of implied that it's all happening in one day, but also it feels all three that we've had in English, and then also the like couple others that I've heard of in JP that I haven't watched translations yet, just seems like a lot to be happening in one day.
I mean, fair. I'm trying to like think of an equivalent, but I can't. Not that I do many events anyway. But yeah.
Anyway.
So then they ask Deuce about questions about his hometown and stuff, because he was saying something. He's like, oh yeah, sure, the clocks are probably fine. And they're like, your town is literally named Clocktown, and you're saying their clocks are just okay? And he's like, I have no clue. Same. And Apple's just yelling at him. He's just like, where's your hometown pride? And Deuce is just like, I don't know, it kind of sounds like you have it. Which I want to say was hilarious.
Yeah. But also, like, to me, fair. Do you know anything about our big sports team?
No.
Me neither.
Nothing. It's so funny because my family travels a lot and we go on vacation, so they'll always, you know, like tour guides and stuff, they'll be like, oh, where are you from? And we'll say where we're from. And they're just like, oh, you must be sports fans. And we're like, no.
Yep. I mean, literally,
no,
like,
not.
I had a class on tourism last semester, and one of the questions on one of the assignments was about, like, manufactured culture. And it was like, what is an example of manufactured culture from your hometown, or that you know of in general? And I go, how much people think that my hometown is just all about sports. And we're really not.
Yeah.
This is probably not making it any better for us to not accidentally dox ourselves. But
honestly, the fact that we have said, warning in case you need to edit this out for me doxing ourselves more with stuff we've said in the past, just us saying that we live near Milwaukee and that, because Amkey, and then big sports team.
Yeah, that is fair.
Anyone that knows anything about our state/town is going to figure that out so quickly. So in case you need to edit that out, me saying those two things together.
Yeah, I probably will. Anyway.
So yeah, Silver asks to buy an alarm clock, and then I have no clue what the main ships I ship are, because, you know, I like Japple, and I can see a Deuce. But this event made me ship Deuce and Apple so much more.
Here, let me check. This is how I check stats on ships. This is probably how a lot of people, I think, check stats on ships. Give me one minute. You can keep talking.
But right away, you just have Apple being worried to meet Deuce's mom. And I thought that was cute. I'm like, the bit of anxiousness he showed, I'm not seeing that as like, oh, I'm worried to meet my friend's parents. No, that is, you're worried to meet your partner's parents. Like, convince me otherwise. I have to readjust my chair. So yeah. Then, next day, time skip, we're all meeting in the mirror chamber. And right away, you have little Ortho, like, right up in our face yelling at us because we are a whole 20 seconds late. Ortho would not survive on my family's road trips. Just, no. There is not a schedule. There is a guideline. That 20 seconds late. And then Deuce is just like, it's okay, we're still waiting on Silver. And we're waiting. And we're waiting. They did a bunch of pauses, but by the time Silver showed up, like, they made it seem like it was only, like, 2 minutes. So I don't know how long we're actually waiting for him.
Okay.
But Silver runs up and he's like, oh, sorry, I'm late. I thought 4 alarms would be enough, but I slept through them all.
Which, relate. I literally
just,
changed
like,
my
alarms.
I have 3 set alarms. One of those doesn't snooze. And I still wake up 2 hours late.
I never use snooze because that I have too much anxiety over whether or not I actually hit the snooze. I typically do like one alarm that I will most like 90% of the time fall back asleep right after. And then I have another one 15 minutes later. That's my like get up and go. Meaning get up and doom scroll for like 10 minutes until I'm ready to leave my bed.
Yep, same. Anyway, I have finished my searching. In case you could not tell, I just looked at the statistics on AO3. So Adus has 485 works. Japel has 118 works. And I don't know
their difference there.
Well, yeah. I don't know their ship name, but Deuce and Epel has 87 works. And this is not including...
Oh.
Yeah, I'm seeing one right here. The most recent Epel Deucefic is also a... No, never mind. That's not a Deuce. That's Ace and Deuce's mom.
Oh, no. No. Did Kaden write it?
No. We're not bashing, but also...
Oh. I don't do more than like a 10-year age gap, so
I can't even do 10. Anyway, I'm gonna close out of that.
I feel like I have to
Hopefully
do 10
that person doesn't listen to us. Huh?
We don't judge, but we don't read.
Yeah. But anyway, what I was trying to say was that's not including that's not including people who have tagged, like, because I know sometimes when people tag poly ships, they tag all of the variations within the ship. So, because I know that I think like just some people do ship the whole freshman gang. Actually, no, I know that some people do ship that. I have read some fics.
You leave
which just haven't been
it.
very appealing to me. But I know that sometimes that they'll tag, all 6, 7 including you, and then also like all of the pairs within. Which when you've got 7 people, that's a lot of tags. But like yeah. So that's not, I didn't cut that out or anything, but those are those statistics.
I think the most people in a poly that I've read is 4.
That is my main. I usually stick to threesomes or foursomes. Obviously, I've talked about my 6-way. Although, as I've said, I'm pretty sure I'm the only one who ships it. So, I'm the only one who's written fic for that. Anyway. If you actually wait, if you're interested in my taste in poly ships, go check out my Tumblr, because back in January I participated in Polypod Week and answered a whole bunch of questions about my favorite poly ships. So yeah. Anyway.
I didn't know that, so I have not seen it. I haven't checked Tumblr since like last year.
I'll send you them.
And Tumblr never gave me notifications to start with. Like it was.
You have to like.
It would be like.
You have to like open the person's profile
posted.
And you have to like go to their profile and like click on where it says you're following them, and then it will give you the option to get notifications from them.
Weird. It would just be like, this person posted, but then I'd open and it would be like, you have 10 messages from Wonder, and I'm like, where were these notifications?
Oh, that is weird.
Like how? I'm like, how long has this been in my inbox? Probably a month.
That is weird.
Yeah.
Anyway. Continuing on. So we don't spend 2 hours here again, which I think it's already inevitable. How long has it already been? It's already been 40 minutes. We're going to be here for 2 hours.
And we're at...
Oh, yay.
And we're at bullet point 14.
Yeah. Keep going. Speed through some of these.
So yeah. So then you have Deuce showing us around, and he's talking poshly. and he's just like telling us like facts and stuff. And Silver was saying how, you know, it looks nice. And Deuce is just like, oh, you should make this your next vacation destination. And Silver just stares at him. And he's like, I'm already here. Okay, then. And then Grim asks him about it. He's like, why are you talking that way? And he's like, well, I'm just reading out of a guidebook. Valid, Deuce.
Mm-hmm. I would do the same.
So yeah, I would do the same. I just have Google pulled up. I wouldn't even be subtle about it. I just, I'd just be like, one sec, let me check this out. Let's tell you. Oh well, now I got it.
Yeah, because I'm sending them to you.
I just saw the Tumblr picture on the bottom because sometimes it'll like say what app the link is for. So I just saw Tumblr, so I was like, oh, a Tumblr notification. No, it's Instagram.
Yeah. Because I'm sending them to you.
So yeah. You could have just said open Tumblr after this.
Nah. Anyway.
Nah. Yeah, we were told Deuce hung out at the park a lot with his friends to avoid his mom. Very teenager-y. And then you just have more of Ethel teasing Deuce. And then we meet Deuce's mom. And, you know, standard introductions, going over that. And then, naturally, she kind of takes a second look at Ortho. She's like, sorry, I didn't expect a robot. And then you just have him, like, little angry Ortho just being, I'm a humanoid.
Which, that's always bugged me, because that's not the right term. He's an android.
He's an ninja.
That has always bugged me.
And then he's like, I'm just kidding. I don't care what terms you use. Like,
yeah. I love
and
Ortho.
Deuce is just like, to be fair, I know, he's so cute. Deuce is like, to be fair, you are the only one at our school, so like, it's not like NRC is full of humanoids. Like Ortho is the only one. It's fine that you weren't expecting this.
I love feral Ortho. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I've made that clear before, but I love feral Ortho.
He was pretty feral during this event.
I love him.
He's cute. He's just a little babe.
He was a what?
So yeah, you have Deuce's mom. I said he's just a little babe.
Yeah.
Baby. I think her name's
Dila.
Dila? Okay, I'm like, my mind's saying like Dahlia, but I know that's not right because that would have an A. Like, I know how to spell that name.
It's
but I just did not know how to.
I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Dila.
Dila. Okay, that's what we're gonna say. We're gonna say Dila. So then you have Dila embarrassing Deuce, as any parent does.
Where I told you about the super cursed ship I know about, right? With Dila other than Ace, apparently. Where should I drop in that knowledge? Because I feel the need to mention it.
You can mention it now because I'm blanking.
Okay, cool. People ship excuse me. People ship Dila with Lilia.
That's kind of what I was guessing.
Yeah. Which, like, it's not that cursed, but it is still weird.
But the funny part about that, of them shipping Lilia with an adult, is Lilia is still too old for them.
He is.
It just reminds me of that post where it was like, why do vampires always go for the like high school students? Like, why is there not a vampire with some like a 90-year-old woman or something? And then it was a picture of a like 20-year-old looking vampire with this like little lady in a wheelchair, and he's just like, I know when people look at us they question about the age difference, and I know she's too young for me, but we're in love. And it's just this little like wrinkly lady with white hair. She's too young for me.
Well, that leads me to a slightly even more cursed ship that I know about.
Oh boy.
Lilia and Train.
I feel like I've seen stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I've seen stuff saying that him and Train went to school together, but I don't know if that's just fan art.
Well, because Lilia didn't go to NRC.
Because I've seen a lot of it. Okay.
Lilia didn't go to NRC. He got the letter, but I think it was, while the whole spoilers for book 7, but also not really, because they've kind of talked about it, and also if you know Lilia's lore, you know about it. I'm pretty sure he got it, like, while the whole fairy-human war was happening, so he was like, I don't have time for that right now. And then, when Malleus got his letter, he was like, oh, I still have this letter. Might as well go with him.
Fair. I don't know. I've seen a lot of shit. I've seen a lot of fan art for it, so I was like, is this canon or popular? Like,
yeah, because Lilia hasn't been to NRC. And also Train is married and, like, very obviously very much loves his wife. So.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel weird about that one. Anyway, continuing on.
Anyway, so they go to Deuce's house, and everyone's looking at, like, the White Rabbit's house from Alice in Wonderland, and they're like, this is where you live? Like, the architecture looks so weird. Like, you have a, like, straw roof. Like, this, like, what the heck?
Rook.
And Deuce is just like, no. I live in the apartments across the street.
You said you haven't been on Tumblr, right? So you haven't seen the memes?
No. I haven't seen the memes.
When you were looking at the White Rabbit's house as they drew it in Twisted Wonderland, did it remind you of anyone?
I already heard you say Rook, and I feel like I might have seen that on Pinterest. Yeah. Apparently Rook had a mullet when he was in Savannah Claw.
Oh no, Caden's not going to be on here to talk about that. I hate that card.
You know Vil just looked at that and grabbed some scissors, like...
Okay, I'm going to bring it up now. My thing is, first off, yes, I am a Rook and a Vil hater. We've all been new. Anyway, to the people saying, oh, look what Vil took from us. You do realize that that's the exact same thing that he's doing to Epel, right?
A moment of silence.
Yeah. Okay, that's all. Anyway.
Vil hates country boys. So they keep thinking the White Rabbit's house is Deuce's house, and he's like, no, that is our Hall of Records. I don't live there. So then we go to his house. And then his mom's like, oh, I got costumes for all of you, like, go put your costumes on. It's an event. You dress up, like, go dress up like a bunny. I got you costumes. And I kind of like how they were just like, I would say have you pick whichever one you like best, but I kind of have to hand these out by size. Like, I like that. Like, she didn't just know all of our clothes sizes like the other events.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it kind of was a, like, you get what you get.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, for one, since this is the order of my notes, Ortho can't wear a costume. He can't wear clothes over his robot suit. So Deuce took him to a blast cycle shop because they have a 3D printer. So he's going to go make a bunny costume while we change into ours. I don't like Epel's costume for this.
Me neither. Which made me very sad.
I don't like it.
I think it was just the colors for me. Like, green doesn't feel like an Ortho color. Like, honestly, the whole color
Epel,
palette.
not Ortho.
Huh? Oh,
for Epel, not Ortho.
Oh.
Yeah.
I liked Epel. But also I do get, like, it's not him. It's not his personality.
Yeah, like, I saw it and I'm just like, oh no. Like, they put him in a super, like, cutesy outfit and stuff like that, which we know he hates. And which he was even saying earlier, like, he didn't want to wear a cutesy bunny outfit.
Yeah.
Because he was like, I don't know, if it was like a dragon or a tiger or something, then yeah, I'd dress up, but I don't want to dress up like a cute bunny.
Yeah.
And they put him in a like
Which
pastel pink frilly bunny thing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I feel so bad.
But honestly,
but then they had him love it.
Yeah. Just like, I am
He's
starting
like, I love
to
this
think
outfit
that,
so
like,
much. It's so cute.
I'm starting to see it, and because I've mentioned this before, I'm reading Black Butler. I did unfortunately start watching it because Jonah Scott's in it, and I fucking love Jonah Scott. He's going to be in the newest season, so I did start watching it, but I'm trying to stick to reading it mostly. And I've just noticed that Yana Taboso does kind of have some issues with that. She does stuff with that, or similar stuff with Ciel a lot. And it's just, I don't like the way that she writes Ethel. I don't like the way that, I'm not sure if it's Yana Taboso who does all the writing. I know that she was heavily involved in the art. Honestly, actually, but I just, the way that the Twisted Wonderland writers are, what they're doing to Ethel, just, I don't like it. As a trans person who heavily relates to his journey, I don't like it. I don't know what else to say. I don't like that they are...
Yeah.
I don't like that they're continuing to make him wear frilly, girly things, which he has said very explicitly multiple times over that that's not what he likes. And they're continuing to make him wear that even when Rook and Vil aren't there.
I mean, the excuse I'm giving for this event is because I feel like they really made like a show of how much he likes his costume, which he has not done in past events. But one of the things he specifically says is saying like he didn't think he'd love the costume. Maybe it's because Deuce's mom picked it out. So I think he's just trying to be nice and appreciative towards his boyfriend's mom. So...
Yes, but also I don't ship it, so I don't have that perspective.
Okay.
Okay,
he's trying to be nice and appreciative towards his friend's mom.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just... Because, I mean, they did it, too, in... yes, in Glorious Masquerade, Rook was there.
The Masquerade.
But still, they gave him a frilly outfit. At least, I don't think the outfit they gave him in Harveston... Like, I think I really liked what they did for him in Harveston. I could be misremembering, though. Give me 1 second.
I didn't play that event, so I don't know.
Yeah, his Harveston... Oh, well, no, because he still kind of has a little bit of a skirt. But, like, that's more so his hometown's, like, traditional clothes. So I can... I don't know. He's still basically got a skirt.
Mask clothes. I don't know. But I liked Silver's outfit.
Yes, Silver looked good. I think Silver was the only one who looked good.
I thought Silver's outfit was great, and I loved his matching makeup. Like, I'm terrible with eyeshadow and stuff. It looked beautiful.
Yeah,
props to Silver.
Honestly, I think Silver's was the only one this event that I liked, which is unfortunate. Although I will say, as someone who enjoys pastels, I hated the color scheme for this event as a whole. This was too much pastels.
Yeah. That's fair. Ortho's costume, I have mixed feelings on.
Yeah.
Like, on the card, it looks pretty cute, but then when it's in the game...
See, I feel
it's all right.
I feel the other way around.
The mouth is terrifying.
I feel the other way around. I like his sprite. Minus the legs. I think it's the legs. I think it's the legs that I don't like. And also the color scheme. Green is not an ortho color to me. Green and yellow. Ha ha ha. Not an ortho color combination to me.
But they're standard Easter colors.
There are other colors that come to my mind when I think of Easter first. But they
pink and blue and purple and anything pastel.
Yeah, but they also used those same colors on everyone else, so.
I thought the mouth was terrifying.
I didn't.
I'm like, okay.
What do you mean? There's nothing
Have
any different
fun with
about
your
his
rabid
mouth.
bunny teeth.
There's literally nothing any different about his mouth.
Wrong. It looked wrong.
There's literally nothing different.
No. I gotta pull up pictures now so I can. Orthoshroud.
Oh, okay. I guess it is a little bit different. He goes from like skull teeth to like bunny teeth. I guess.
Yeah, so like normally he only has like a little bit of teeth, but the rest is like a black visor. Like, not visor, but like it's black with then like little
I don't know.
bit of it. But then his bunny card, the whole thing is like teeth, and then they like make the bucked teeth look, and it just looks wrong.
I will say I didn't notice that until just now as you were talking about it, so.
Yeah,
my issue is the legs and the colors.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking at the legs now. I didn't really notice it when the card first popped up, but I think this is the groovy for it, and yeah, I see your point. He did not need to have those feet or that thick of thighs, like...
I get that they're trying to make him look like a rabbit, but there are other ways.
He's 8. Stop making him thick.
Well, he is.
I didn't really like Deuce's outfit either.
Yeah, like I said, like I think Silver was the only one who had a good outfit.
But
I will say,
he had a lot going on.
Minor spoilers. Deuce takes off the jacket at the end. No, he should have kept the jacket on.
I couldn't.
I hated it when he took the jacket off.
So I only played like 2 books, and then I'm like, this is taking forever. I'm just gonna look up the like text of it, and then I kept getting like JPEG of Deuce Groovy, like, but it wouldn't let me click on it, so now I gotta look it up. Because I don't actually know what it looks like. Deuce Spade Bunny. That's what I
look up. Deuce with no jacket, because it's he has like arm garters, brown arm garters on underneath his jacket, and it's weird, and I don't like it.
I like it.
I don't know. I don't. And also, like,
I do.
His shirt has loose sleeves, which is why he has the arm garters. But his jacket also has loose sleeves, and it's just like give the shirt tighter sleeves, because that's going to be hard to manage.
He had a lot going on in his outfit,
yeah, which is the point. It's Alice in Wonderland aesthetic, but like.
Mm-hmm. And also, like, you know, like his mom specifically choosing that one for him instead of like a pick and choose and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I love that he was embarrassed by the outfit, and we had to just be like, no, it looks great.
It looks terrible.
Because that is very much a teenage thing to do. But then the fact that they're immediately just like, we need a picture. That's not a teenage.
They also do that for every event, though. So
I know. They're just like, Cater would make us take a picture. Let's take a picture. So they're all posing, and it's like a whole chapter just on them picking like what their poses is gonna be.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And
this is amazing.
The most accurate thing ever.
I'm sending something. This is what I had canon.
I forgot what we said.
The thing looks like, the picture looks like now. Oh, come on. I sent a link in the chat. That's I know it's canonically not, but that's my headcanon for what the picture looks like now.
That's funny.
Wait, is that Lilia in the background? No, that's you. That's
I think
MC.
That's supposed to be you.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, that always bothered me that they never gave us like the picture that they took. It's just like, here's their individual standing. Like, come on, guys.
Mm-hmm. And also, like teenage boys, even like Ethel, who has been, you know, around Phil all this time, are not going to spend that much time picking out a pose for a group picture.
The only person who it seems appropriate for is Ortho.
Yeah. Because he's a little robot boy.
Little robot boy. So yeah, okay, then the most accurate thing to happen in this game ever. They give... Already forgot how we're saying it. Dila. My mind's saying Delia now, and I'm like, it's not Beetlejuice. I would have remembered that. Dila. They give Dila Deuce's phone to take the picture, and she cannot figure out how the phone works. That is so accurate. We don't let mom take pictures. If she's trying to take a selfie, everyone knows someone else just needs to grab the phone from her and take the selfie. And my mom is the person that if we go out and do anything besides like just getting dinner, any sort of event, there's got to be Facebook pictures for it. So we all know, even our exchange student who is like a foot shorter than all of us is just like, I'll get the selfie, everyone in. So yeah, that is so accurate. But then they're saying how she's like, oh, Deuce is so great with tech. He knows how to fix everything. Like the time he fixed our TV. The remote was what was broken. Well, you still fixed it. Or when you fix this, I changed the batteries. So accurate. Mm-hmm. My dad is so good with like tech and computer stuff. Did not know how to do anything on the Roku. It's very simple. I'm like, you just go to the channel you want and then you click what you want. I'm like, how do you know how to do all of this and like set up the entire thing but not use it? Yeah. Okay then. Where are we? So then Ortho wants to check out the Hall of Records and everyone is like, this is going to be a boring trip. And then you have more of Epple making fun of Deuce because we learned Deuce skipped a lot of school when he was in middle school. So he like didn't go on the field trip in middle school because he thought that would be boring. So Apple's just like, I think this will be a boring trip too, but I think it'll be good for Deuce. So let's go. And then apparently it turns out, sorry, text showed up from Caden.
Oh.
Forgot you were recording. Okay. So then it turns out that the Hall of Records is amazing, and it's just so Alice in Wonderland theme, where they have, like, projectors that if you eat the Eat Me cookies, it makes the person that ate them look like they're so tall, even though it's just a projection, or the staircase that led to the slides, or, like, just a bunch of stuff, and I'm just like, I'd go to this.
Yeah.
Like,
me too.
I'm like, why can't I? Honestly, I don't like museums, but we've been to a few children's museums or like museums that have the children's section in it, and those are always the best part of the museum. Because they have like activities, and that makes it so fun. If it's a museum where it's like just walk around and look at everything, I'm not that interested in it. Yeah. It needs some activities. I have no attention span.
Yeah, like I went on like a field trip. I went to an art museum for the first time a couple of months ago, and I was like, this is very boring. And luckily they gave us basically just free range of the whole, because we just went to like this, you know, basically arts museum district, and they gave us free range of the whole like area, and I just like sat on a bench in a park nearby, and then when they said, hey, time to meet back up at the bus stop, I was just like, I'm not a fan of this art museum, but I do love going to like the public museum because those exhibits are a lot more interactive. So I actually don't think I've ever been to the public museum here. Not the one here, the one in the city where my college is. Fair. I don't think I've been there either. Oh my gosh, I remember they're in a city, like, it was a bit of a drive to it, but there's a Houdini museum. That was fun. So much fun. I did a couple of field trips through the homeschool group there. I loved it. I mean, he did come from nearby. That makes sense then. Okay. You didn't know that? I probably knew that. Like, I'm not surprised by it. I mean, I'll message you where he's from that I consider nearby. I can probably guess because I remember where the museum was. But yeah, that's where the museum was. Okay. So yeah, I want to go to the Hall of Records now. That sounds amazing. Then I learned they had it where it's like, here's a bugle, and whoever can play it the loudest gets a special prize. And we all sucked at it. And we got a little carrot-shaped cookie for participating. And then, like, Deuce made some comment that, like, everyone was required to learn to play the bugle in music class. So Ep was like, well, you try. You should be great at it.
he managed to fail. He did not do well. And Apple's just like, you skipped that class too? Okay, then. But she did. So then they have us try. And I can't remember what the options were, but it's either we do super well or just, you were the best out of the group, so here, take the prize, which is you get to keep the bugle.
Yeah.
Which is like a trumpet. It's like a horn.
Yeah. I went with the I was bad because I am bad at music in general.
I was already reading it at this point, so I got to read both options.
I can sing a little bit, and that's it.
I would have picked yes because I actually don't know if I'm good at brass instruments. I should ask Selene if I can try playing her trombone. But I'm great at instruments that are essentially a fancy recorder, so I think I can manage.
I played cello in 5th grade, and that's it.
Oof. I didn't take any music classes. My music class was whatever I wanted to try. So we had a piano that broke. Like a keyboard, not an actual piano. So I never learned how to read sheet music. I still don't know how. I've tried. I can't.
Same.
And then I bought a ukulele in 9th grade. I know the chords. I can't strum. I don't have the coordination for that. Like, I can strum, but then if I have to change notes, the hand that's strumming stops.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I can't do two separate things with my hands, so I probably would have failed at the piano anyway. But the ocarina, that is I'm great at that. You give me sheet music I can read, and I can play. I got some Hamilton songs, like... It's so funny. I also love that my entire family hates this instrument. And then our last exchange student got me one for Christmas, which was really funny because no one in my family knew she was getting me that. So they're all looking around like, who gave Talissa another ocarina? And then this year, Mom's like, show Selene your instrument. She's going to hate it. She loves it. I got her own for Christmas. She just can't figure out the notes. And I'm like, how can you... You can play the trombone, but not the fancy recorder. I see how it is. Okay, back to content.
Mm-hmm.
So Deuce's mom makes us egg sandwiches. I was a little confused because apparently her egg sandwich is you make an omelet and you stick it between bread. That is not what I picture for an egg sandwich. I am a egg salad sandwich. That's what I pictured. But apparently not. Apparently people are just making omelets and putting it between toast. Which, I mean, fair. That's just not something I've seen before. And then they make some comment that she used to make them a lot because Deuce's favorite food is eggs. And right away I'm like, that makes sense.
Yep.
Just remembering book 1. Apologize for every chicken's live you just... I'm like, that makes sense. But at the same time, part of, like, it makes sense, but at the same time, part of me, like, expected Deuce to not eat eggs at all because of that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I see both.
Well, they've...
Yeah. But then we learn Ortho can't eat in his bunny gear.
Well, Ortho can't eat. Just in general. He's a robot.
He said he needs extra parts to eat, which he did not put in his bunny gear. Yeah. So he was at least implying that he can eat in one of his forms, but not which one.
Mm-hmm.
So, which I would have assumed the school uniform one, if he was going to have a form that he could eat food in, it would be that one, which is what he, like, disassembled to make his bunny one. But later he also says he took out stuff to, like, make it, so I don't know whether or not that's something he took out or if he just never had it in it. But Ortho can't eat, but he's like, I can take a picture of the food and that's like the same thing. It's not, but okay.
Well, he's a robot.
He
doesn't know any better. He's a robot.
I know.
I'm an ortho apologist. I
like,
love him. I love my boy.
Yeah. Which something I didn't mention is he's not floating in this form. He normally floats, but he didn't in this form. He took those out so he could get the rabbit experience. Because Silver's just like, what's wrong? The little child isn't floating. That's what's wrong. So then he's like, I can't eat, but it's okay because I can run like a bunny. And he ran. And Silver comments that he was hopping like a bunny instead of running. Which is adorable to try and picture.
Well, I mean, if you played the Twist tune.
I did not. I did play the Twist tune. I was focused on hitting the Twist tune.
Well, they show Ortho hopping like a little bunny.
So cute. So yeah, after we eat, we're halfway through my bullet points. After we eat, we go to get Silver an alarm clock, and they're showing us all the different types of clocks. There's like normal clocks, there's like sports clocks, like all this stuff. And he's like, I don't know what alarm clock I would get that would wake me up. And they find one where you can record your alarm. Mm-hmm. So he's just like, okay, can you guys just scream at me to wake up? I'll just make that the recording. Such a mood. Mm-hmm. And then you have it where it's just us just like screaming at him to wake up. And then they also do like us improving individual screaming to wake up. So he can just have like incoherent nonsense being screamed at him. Mm-hmm. And I love how like Apple's all for it. He's just like, I will scream at this alarm clock. And then you have Deuce that's just like, all of Diasomnia is gonna hear this.
I also want to point out that this is done like in the town square, basically.
Yeah. They're still like,
we're still in
booth.
Public. We're just outside the shop. That's it.
I pictured them in the shop. Like,
well,
just,
the scenery in the... Well, I guess, although... Yeah, the scenery is outdoors, although
I wasn't looking at the scenery. I read it.
They
don't care.
They might be in the shop. I don't know. Because then they go back and they buy more watches.
I think they were in the shop. Yeah, that's why I was thinking they were in the shop. Because then Deuce gets a sports watch for Jack. He gets one with the timer and laps and stuff like that. And then they're like, I should get one for Ace too. And I just love how they're just like, I'll get him a sports watch. He's gonna hate it. He's gonna hate that he's gonna hate that I got him a gift because he wasn't able to go to this. Mm-hmm. Like, what is going on outside? Sirens have gone by twice now, and the fact that I can hear them from the basement. Okay. You probably normally hear sirens from the basement. Like, I don't think sirens have volume settings, but interesting. So yeah. Deuce's mom did make a comment earlier about, she's like, oh, why didn't you invite Ace? Like, you talk about him a lot. And he's just like, I didn't. Shut up.
That's why I ship a Deuce.
I know you do. So they go to a food stand because Ortho wants to buy idiot chips. So they get him potato chips. And Deuce makes some comment that he, like, saved up all his money when he was younger so he could buy the chips. And then he wanted to savor them, of course, so he only ate, like, one chip at a time. And he's like, so obviously they got stale after, like, 2 days, but I tried. It's like, of course you do. Mm-hmm. Apparently there are cookies that are so hard that you get a wooden mallet to beat them. Mm-hmm. I would love and hate that. I would love just getting a hammer to destroy this cookie with. Mm-hmm. But if it's that hard that you need a hammer to break it into pieces to eat, do you really want to eat those pieces, or am I going to break a tooth on this thing?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't think I've mentioned them in my podfix before. With my braces, I don't think that's going to be something I want to try. Because I have broken off brackets on super hard cookies before.
Oof. I'd, like, try it for the sake of trying it, but I don't think I'd, like, it would be my first choice.
Did I tell you? I have a date for getting my braces off.
Ooh.
Later in May. I'm so excited. Later this month now. I'm so excited. Anyway.
Yeah, it's May.
It's after my birthday, so.
Okay. I forgot your birthday was this month.
Just over a week.
It's saved in my phone. Happy birthday.
Anyway.
I do have it in my birthday. I have it in my calendar. Headphones are charged. I had to switch headphones because it's not charging. Because that one was dying. And now it won't charge. Because that one, I favor the left earbud more than the right. But the charger is really finicky. So I don't like to charge.
Are we good to keep recording? Or?
Probably from me doing that. Yeah, no. It doesn't affect my recording. It was affecting the call.
Okay.
So then they go to a plant store because apparently Rook does a lot of planting in the science club, and apparently he reads poetry to the plants. So Apple bought him a watering can. And then they had some bookmarks with pressed flowers in them. And I'm like, oh yeah, sure, like my sister makes those, like, yeah, like, I know what those look like. And then they were saying pressed berries, and I got really confused. Okay, haven't seen that before.
I don't think it was that they had pressed flowers. It was that they had, like, flower petals. So I could see maybe either, like, leaves from the berry plant or, like, the berry skins or something.
Maybe.
Because it didn't seem to me that it
like,
was just, like, the full flower. It was just, like, the petals. I don't know.
I see those as interchangeable because I've seen an equal amount of both. But then they said the berries, and I'm just like, I have so many questions, but okay, berries? We're just going to ignore that. They said berries because I was so confused on it.
I don't remember.
Because they ended up getting... Lilia's was from berries. I remember that for sure.
Was it?
I don't know. I know Malice's bookmark was from, like, a purple petaled flower that was called the Black Dragon, and Silver's just like, yep, perfect. Malice. And then we're going to get Sebek a black one, because Sebek would love the black one since Malice's favorite color is black. That is an actual quote. Mm-hmm. So, that's how that was. And then they were... what was it? It wasn't Nightshade, but it was something along that lines for Lilia's berry bookmark.
Do you remember what number chapter this was?
It was one that it's like, it's poison. No.
Oh, I think I got it.
I think it was book 3. Yeah. That's the best I can get you. Because they were saying it was something that was like, it's a poison. They were saying it was like a poisonous plant, but it has healing benefits. Or something like that. And Silver's just like, well, you just described Lilia.
Foxglove.
This one.
Foxglove. They do talk about there being a blackberry one. I think it was blackberry flowers. Because those exist. Yeah, blackberry flowers do exist.
I know they exist, but
So I think that might have been what they meant.
I thought there was a sentence that said there were bookmarks made out of pressed flowers and berries.
Look, a bookmark made from pressed petals. The line before that is orthos. They've got dried flowers and potpourri. They do have bookmarks made from berries. So I think it is like the berry skin. I feel like that makes sense. Because they talk about it being pressed petals, not the full flower.
Okay. But, so then, Grimm wants food. Grimm does not want to pay for food. So, I don't know who says it, but they're like, oh, you should just get some seeds, because then you can grow a plant, and then the plant will give you fruit, and you can eat the fruit.
I think it was probably...
So he buys some seeds, and says...
Actually, no. It wasn't Epel.
No, it wasn't Epel that said it. I think it was Ortho. I don't know. Someone says it. And he's like, I'll just have my henchman take care of the plant. I have a black thumb, dude. I don't think I've ever kept a plant alive, so good luck with that.
Oh, it was...
so Epel says he'll come over, like, once a week to help our plant, because he doesn't want the plant to die.
It was Silver who said, buy a plant. And then it was Epel was like, no.
Buy some seeds.
No.
No, please don't.
Little farm boy.
That would be one of my friends. So then Apple's like, I should get Vil a gift too, since I got Rook a gift.
Does he have
and they decide to get him perfume. And they make a comment that they're like, oh, I don't know, he's pretty particular with his scents, which makes sense, because it's Vil. Mm-hmm. And then they're just like, oh, well, I'm sure... Also, I love that Apple just doesn't know how to use perfume. Like, they have him, like, struggling with the bottle, and then he just, like, sprays it, like, right at his face, and he's like, this stuff is so strong, why would anyone, like, wear this? And the worker's just like,
I don't think he did that right.
You're not... He's like, you're not supposed to spray it directly into your face, but okay.
Yeah. I think it was Deuce who did that, actually.
And he's...
Yeah, it was Deuce.
I thought it was... Well, I have Apple not knowing how to use perfume.
Well,
I thought it was Apple.
There's so many. How do I pick? It's a great gift idea, but I don't actually know anything about fragrances. And then Deuce goes, neither do I. How do you even use these things? Just push here? And then Apple goes,
okay.
Oh, that reeks.
Okay, I guess when I was reading it, I didn't realize it switched people. But yeah, so then the vendor comes up and he's like, I'll try and help you. Like, how would you describe this person in one word? And Apple's response is terrifying.
I don't think the vendor said one word. I think it just said, give me an idea of what you're looking for. I can give you a few samples. And then Apple goes, in one word.
Oh, right, because then Apple was like, in one word.
Like, that's not...
Okay. I just remember Ortho also used one word, so I thought the vendor said that.
At which point, I'm pretty sure...
Yeah, describing someone as terrifying.
If I were there, I fully would have just looked at the vendor and gone, it's Vil Schönheit. That's who he's buying this for.
They even make a comment. They're like, he's famous.
Yeah, like everyone knows what he likes. It's just like, it's Vil Schönheit.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a scent that Vil Schönheit would like. Even if I don't like Vil, like...
the scent that they get... I'm probably getting this wrong. The scent that they give Apple is like a cologne. Like, it's a woodsy scent or something like that. And I saw that right away, and I'm like, Vil's not gonna like that. Like, that would be more Rook perfume.
Spicy top note.
Ortho's like, oh, I'm also gonna...
robust and woody.
Robust.
I don't know what any of those words mean.
Yeah. You don't know what woody means?
Nope.
Means
okay.
Woods.
I also don't have a sense of smell, though, so...
That's fair.
I think
Spicy,
I
like cinnamon... I don't know. I don't know what robust would mean for scents. But yeah, so then we have Ortho, who's like, well, he's nice to me in the film club, so I should get him something too. And I think he describes him as strong or something. And they give him like a citrusy one.
Warm scent with harmonious notes of fresh citrus and an amber accord. And I guess...
See, I could see Vil liking that one.
I will say...
I'd also probably like that one. I like citrus.
If Ortho can't taste, how can he smell? Is like considering orange. They're supposed to come from like the same areas. I think. True. Is what I've heard.
Because isn't like 70% of your taste smell or something? Yeah. Seems like something I've heard.
I don't know.
But yeah, so right away, they get two drastically different scent choices. Vil will probably like one of them.
We don't ever find out.
Probably Ortho's, so I feel bad for Apple. We don't find out.
Not that I care.
So then they go to get food. And they have baked potatoes. And I actually saw a video on this the other day, so it kind of threw me off that this is like an actual thing. So they're like, oh, we have baked potatoes here. You have the normal toppings of baked beans, tuna salad, chili, and avocado. What? My American mind don't comprehend that. You put sour cream and chives and butter and bacon. That is what you put on a baked potato.
I don't eat baked potatoes, so I don't eat potatoes.
I don't eat them either.
I don't pay attention.
You don't eat potatoes?
I eat French fries. That's
the potatoes are... That's potatoes.
That's it.
I eat potatoes in like every form but baked potatoes.
I eat French fries and potato chips.
But people in my family eat them. Like, I know what the standard... Yeah.
Sensory processing disorder.
Mashed potatoes.
Potatoes are not a fun texture.
Fair.
For me.
Fair.
I'm now playing with my sister's dolls.
I saw a video on Facebook the other day of someone putting like tuna salad and ketchup on a baked potato, and I was uncomfortable, mainly from the ketchup being put on tuna.
Oh.
But then they had this, and I'm like, okay. And then you have Grim complaining because we eat it like bite by bite, and he gets the last bite, so he can have the biggest bite, and he complains. Because he only got like 3 measly bites or something. Oh, whatever, shut up. And then we get sausage rolls, because more food and they look yummy. And they come in pairs because rabbit ears. And apparently there was an extra. I gotta quick math this out because I thought we were in an even number. Deuce, Apple, Silver, Ortho. We are in an even number. Why is there an extra? Oh, right, because Ortho can't eat his. So they do that, and they're just like, oh, what if we just split it into 5 even pieces because everyone wants more sausage roll? We could just have Ortho cut it with a laser or something like that. So they ask Ortho to split the sausage roll into 5 even pieces. And he's like, are you sure you want me to do this? And they're like, yeah, you can just cut it. And Ortho just rips it with his hands into not even pieces. Because he had to take out his lasers to make the bunny gear.
I will say.
I love that. I love that so much.
We've mentioned this in our, I'm forgetting what it's called now, but the,
I don't know.
The Scalding Sands event. I have sensory issues. I'm a very picky eater of everything that they have served to us in either the hometown events or like the Glorious Masquerade. Other than, the grape stuff and Glorious Masquerade, which I would love, but I can't have. This looks like the only thing I would eat. Yes.
The sausage roll? I would eat the sausage roll. It looks so good.
The cheesy one?
Also just... also just sausage. I love that. Yeah. I would love this. I just want a sausage roll now.
But like...
I don't remember how it got onto this context because I just was making notes of the stuff that I found entertaining. But they brought up Deuce having frosted tips.
We met up with Deuce's mom at her booth. I also
okay, and it was like her coworkers.
Yeah, they were like talking about, oh, your natural hair looks so much better than the frosted tips that you used to have.
Yep. Which, when I've seen pictures of Deuce with blonde hair, it was more blonde hair with his blue roots. That is not frosted tips.
See, that's also
frosted tips is also
fan interpretation. There's no canon image, as far as I know, of what Deuce looked like in middle school.
I thought there was.
So. Maybe let me.
I'm gonna look it up now. But they said frosted tips, and I cried. Deuce, Spade, blonde.
Oh, yeah, okay, there are canon images in the manga that I forgot about. But maybe it was like, oh, his roots grew out, so for a time it looked like he had frosted tips. That's how I'm choosing to interpret that.
That could be.
I
just saw fan art of him just looking unhinged. That reminds me of another character, and now I just want to get back to reading. I'm reading the Market of Monsters series, and I'm on the last book.
I am not reading at the moment because Voice Team is taking up all my free time.
That's fair.
When I get back to reading, though, I will be finishing Heaven of Vicious Blessing. I just finished the main storyline right before voice team started,
Fair.
and now I just have the epilogues to read. And sad things. Okay.
Fair. I really like the series. People probably know it better as Not Even Bones because the first book got turned into a webtoon. I think all of them got turned into a webtoons, but the title is under the first book. And I love it so much, but it's definitely not for everyone because it has a lot of gore in it.
Yeah. I remember reading
but it's so
the
good.
first webtoon, and then I stopped reading webtoon, so...
Yeah, because we were talking about it earlier because they changed the art style, which I did after reading one of the chapters. I'm like, this was so cute. My friend needs to read this scene right now, but she don't have the book. So I was like, maybe I'll see if this was how they interpreted it in the webtoon. And it gets changed to such a cutesy art style, which, like, yeah, works for webtoon. It doesn't work with the book where the main characters are, like, psychopaths and constantly torturing people. Like, cutesy art style doesn't really work for that.
Anyway, we should probably keep going because we've been here for an hour and a half and we're, like, barely halfway done. Okay.
We're over halfway.
Oh, yeah.
So you have kids running up to Ortho because they love his bunny costume, but they're scared of Silver.
I mean, Silver does have a very...
What?
Resting bitch face.
I know. Same.
But also, like, they probably think
like,
the Ortho is just, like, a guy in a
to
mascot costume.
I know, but I'm like, you're running up to this terrifying teeth and legged thing and going, oh, it's so cute, but you got Silver in his awesome costume right there and terrified?
Yeah.
No, don't make sense.
It's also just our opinions, though.
Although him trying to hand out flyers was funny. Him trying to hand out flyers where he just, like, sprints to someone and he's like, bye. Buy the donuts. I'm sorry, cronuts. And then you have it where Epple was saying how some of his relatives who are from here or live around here were telling him stories about this, like, bad apple that used to live here called Cold One Duke. Now you have Deuce panicking. And he's so obvious. You even have Ortho who's just like, your heart rate it's getting high. And he's just like, no,
they
no,
also
it's fine.
do, I think it's Silver at some point, who goes, do you mean cauldron?
It's so...
And...
Yeah, it's this conversation where he's like, Cold One Duke. And they're just like, Cold One.
Do you mean cauldron?
Cauldron?
And Epple goes, no, it was Cold One.
Deuce panicking more.
And Epple goes, no, it was
just
Cold
Deuce
One.
panicking more in the background.
Personally, I feel like I would have picked up on that. But,
and
like,
then
also that's wishful thinking.
I would have picked up. I picked up on that so fast. But I also know Juice was a punk. And then you have Epple saying that he liked learning about Cold One Duke in middle school because he thought he was cool and everything. So, like, that's just adding to me shipping them. It's like, oh, you even got the little, like, childhood flashbacks.
I can't, I'm too attached to A Deuce.
Then you just have Deuce and Epple down to fight.
Japple.
I mean, primarily Japple too.
Japple.
But
I love
Deuce and
Japple.
Apple.
They're so cute.
Then you have this other gang that's saying the prices are too expensive and attacking the booth.
Even though, like, I'm pretty
rude,
sure the cronuts were
and
free.
Deuce is telling them to apologize and stop it.
I'm pretty sure the cronuts were free. Did they?
No, they had to pay. They were free for us because we were helping.
Oh.
I think it was like $2 a cronut or something.
Oh yeah, but it was like
because I think they said they had to pay $12 for a dozen and iced tea or something.
I don't remember.
And they're like, $12 for that's ridiculous. Like, so they're throwing a fit about it. And Deuce is like, hey, you apologize, you do this. And Ortho's like, calm down, like, don't pick a fight. Then you got Epple that's just like, I'm down to fight. Can I punch someone? And Ortho's trying to keep them calm until they diss his bunny outfit, and then Silver needs to hold him back.
I love feral Ortho. I love feral Ortho. I hate that he's only allowed to go feral in the events. He never goes truly feral in the main storyline, which makes me sad, from what I remember.
We need more feral Ortho. But then they say that, like, they're not going to get in a fist fight. Deuce is above that. Instead, they're going to enter... I forgot what the official name is. I have written it down as Maze Race. They're going to enter... I think it's called the Rabbit Run. Which essentially is a relay race that takes place in a maze with lots of, like, traps and everything. And you need groups of 4. So we're all in this too. Except for us. Grim and I don't get to participate, which, fair. So then he's, like, giving us a rundown and saying, like, who should be where and all that. And he's going over the rules. The rules were silly things like you must be wearing rabbit ears. That is rule number 1. Instead of a baton, we are carrying a bugle.
It is the Rabbit Run.
I forgot the other ones. And then one of the quotes. You have Deuce. You're not allowed to interfere with the other runners. Apple. So we won't get to rough up those Black Bunny guys. Ortho. ... Were you planning to?
Oh, dang. They only have...
And then you have Apple, who promises not to start any trouble.
They don't have books
He
4
won't
and
start
5
it. He
on
will
the
finish
wiki
it.
yet. They don't have the transcriptions for... Wait, what? Never mind, they do. That was weird.
Yes, they do.
That was weird.
It doesn't have them at the bottom, but you gotta scroll to the top. It's weird. Because that's what... So, yeah. Apple's upset that he can't just go into the race and just attack those guys. Feral Apple.
Yeah, so...
And then we have Grim leading us in stretches. So they're like, do some arm circles. Do some leg circles. Do some tail circles. And Silver just points out with what?
I think it was everyone who said that.
We don't have tails. I thought it was just Silver.
Yeah, it was Deuce, Apple, and Silver.
I quoted it as Silver.
With what?
Oh, I just read Silver. Then you have Grim saying, he's like, if you're not going to do the gymnastics right, then don't even do them. Then they point out that they could try, like, synchronizing their watches or something. And Apple's like, I don't even have a watch. And he's like, yeah, you do. It's on your back. Then how am I supposed to see it?
Yeah.
They're like, it probably doesn't work anyway. It's fine. We don't need to do that.
Which what was the point?
So they have the maze
doing
race.
That then? I don't know. Anyway.
Synchronizing their watches? I don't know.
Up.
They didn't do it. He was saying, because, like, it's a relay race to, like, try and time how much, like, how long everyone's taking and stuff.
Oh my god, that's so
I kind of get it, but, like, it's not necessary. What?
Official, like, well, not official, but, like, I think based on, like, this cosplay that I'm looking at that you can buy on AliExpress of Apple's White Rabbit outfit, it is attached to, like, the back of this, like, sailor collar, and it comes to a point, and the watch just hangs off that.
Oh. I thought it was on, like, his hip.
No, it's fully just, like, at least according to this interpretation, which, as far as I know, is not official, but, like, I don't see where else it could be, honestly.
I mean, you just said it's from AliExpress, so...
Here, I'll send the link in the group chat.
But,
like, I'm not seeing literally any other...
Then we have the maze race.
View where you can see the back of his outfit. You don't really get to see anybody's back in this game, which makes cosplaying them very fun.
Hard.
I was trying to set up build books for some, like, future cos plans, and I was like, I need to find one where where they have their backs, and they just don't exist. So anyway.
Yeah, so you have the maze race starting, and Apple just dying to start a fight with someone. Like, they have them at their little, like, relay stands, because it goes Ortho, Apple, Silver, and then Deuce. And they, like, cut to each of them at this, so, you know, you have them being like, this is who I'm up against, like, this is just a little kid, that's ridiculous for Ortho. And then Apple,
They say the same thing.
They say something that they're like, it's a joke or something, and Apple just breaks out the southern accent, and he's just like, do you want to go? I'll fight you right now. He is looking for a fight this entire thing. So then you have Ortho running first, and they're being like, oh, Ortho's gonna figure this out so quickly. Like, he has a GPS built in. Like, he'll figure this out so quickly. Ortho took his GPS out to make the bunny costume, so he is lost. But it's okay, because it's refreshing to be lost. He's struggling. He gets the hang of it. He figures it out. He's able to map out, like, where he's been so he doesn't go in circles and stuff like that. And he gets in the lead. And then poor boy, talks aloud. So he's like, oh, there's a trap door, like, 20 meters ahead of me. I'll make sure to avoid that. Someone else triggers the trap door, and then the black bunny person pushes Ortho into it.
I don't think Ortho's in the lead.
So rude.
He's just, like, ahead. Because
he wasn't in the lead. I think he was in, like, 7th or something.
Him who are falling into the trapdoors, and he's like, oh, that's how I know not to trigger the trapdoors, I think. But yeah.
Yeah. I love how Disa's mom right away is just like, is he even tall enough to get out of that? Technically no. But it's okay, because he made it so he can jump like a bunny. So he jumped like a bunny. The problem is he broke his outfit. The 3D printing was not made to do that.
Because, so it's a race episode, so somebody's got to get injured, but one of our characters is a robot, so let's have the robot get injured. I don't know.
So yeah, so he's struggling, but he makes it, passes it to Apple, who is going in circles and screaming about it. Such a mood. You have Ortho from the sidelines just being like, why does he keep going that way? Doesn't he know he's gone that way before? No, he's in a maze.
Also, poor boy is an idiot.
But then the doorknob talks to him.
I love Apple. Yeah. He's a goddamn idiot.
But then the doorknob talks to him and says, here's a shortcut. So he goes through the shortcut, which is actually a shortcut, because Silver's right there. And then it starts filling with water. Which I was picturing, like, room flooding, and he'd have to swim through it, but then they just said he just, like, ran under a waterfall or something, so I'm like, what was the hesitation even about? You just sprint, like, if you don't have to swim through it, just go. So, yeah, they made it seem like he was gonna have to swim through it, because, like, that's, like, what happens in Alice in Wonderland, like, the room fills up and stuff, but they made it seem like they just turned on, like, the sprinklers or something.
The way it was animated, it was like the whole bottom half of the screen was just water, or like rushing water. They didn't say he ran through a waterfall. They say he's blazing a path through the water. What an incredible display of willpower. What did you read off of? Because
I read off the wiki. I was just tired. And I was just, like, cruising through it. I'm like, whew, I'm almost done. Let's just finish this. I like how before Apple opens the door, he goes, no risk it, no biscuit. What kind of southern quote is that? But okay. He's just like, well, no.
I genuinely have to see if that's an actual thing now. Hang on. If any of y'all are from the American South, tell us if this is an actual phrase. Oh my god, it is.
That's funny.
Oh, fuck. Okay, according to the AI overview, which is bullshit and I need to turn that off on this Google account, no risk it, no biscuit is a coaching philosophy of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers head coach Bruce Arians. But yeah, so apparently this is a
Bay,
thing.
That's Florida. Okay then. No biscuit, no biscuit.
It's an actual phrase.
So yeah, they pass the baton to Silver. He's sprinting. He's going. He falls asleep. Which I found it kind of interesting the way they portrayed that, because I kind of thought it was just, he gets tired, he falls asleep. Like, I thought he was just constantly tired. But the way they have it is he's, like, sprinting, and then he's just, like, oh no, not now, like, I need to stay awake, and then he collapses. Like, they very make it obvious it's something he can't control, but that's just, like, not...
Yeah, well, it's...
Like, I didn't think he'd be so aware of it.
It's technically not narcolepsy, because from my understanding, it is a curse rather than an actual, like, medical thing. But it's basically narcolepsy. So he just falls asleep. I think. I could be wrong. If I'm misrepresenting narcolepsy.
Yeah, well, see, like, I was kind of picturing...
I don't know.
I was kind of picturing it would kind of be, you know, like, he wouldn't really realize he was falling asleep. It would be kind of more like he's running, and then he realizes he's passed out on the ground. Like, oh, something happened. Like, I didn't think he'd be, like, have enough awareness to be like, no, not right now.
Because he knows
like,
it's a thing he struggles with.
This can't happen. Fair.
He's aware of it.
I don't know. That just kind of took me by surprise. But he falls asleep while running. Mood.
If I could, I would.
And then we're all, like, running for him to get up. We know he can't hear us. I like how Ortho's just like, if he wasn't so far away, I could shoot him. Excuse me?
Don't shoot him. Shoot, like, the bush next to him or something. Why
I know, right? Ortho's just like, Apple's just like, you want to shoot him? And he's like, he's out of reach anyway. Like, I can't do it anyway. But it's okay, because Silver's alarm clock goes off, because when Grim went to set it for 6 a.m., he set it for 6 p.m., and then he set it to 16 o'clock, which is 4 p.m., 1600, which is 4 o'clock?
Yeah.
And it was 4 o'clock right after he fell asleep.
Because the race started at, like, 3:30.
He wakes up.
They do say earlier that the race starts at 3:30.
So he wakes up. Good to know that the clock works. So he starts sprinting. He's going at it. He's running on top of the tea time table and all that. And then a bunch of steam shows up. Everyone else is distracted. And he's just like, oh no, I can barely see. That's enough. And sprints. And he gets into, like, second place. Such a mood. I just wrote, Silver running through steam. Vision isn't needed for him.
Because, I mean, he talks about it. It's like, if you think, you know, his training regimen is, like, really intense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he's a knight. I get it. But I thought that was funny. So then they pass it off to Deuce. And I forgot what happened, but Deuce, like, trails behind really fast because he needs the shortcut. And he gets to the shortcut. And they're like, you can get through this door. This will bring you to a shortcut. But you need to be shorter for this. So go eat some bread. And then he gets really tall because he's throwing side of the bread. And then he eats the bread and becomes, like, 6 inches tall. So he goes through the door. And then right away, it's the Black Bunny leader sees him. And he's like, what the heck? It's a bug. And then he realizes it's Deuce. So he's just like, oh, I'm gonna step on you. Okay, let's just add some murder to the list.
I think it was just Silver falling asleep that put Deuce behind. Yeah.
Fair. But yeah, so, you know, just casually trying to kill Deuce. And then we have Tiny Cauldron. He summons a cauldron and, like, throws it at him, but the cauldron is the same size, which I find it so funny, because he's just like, I wonder whose tiny person cauldron I summoned. Like, the fact that he's, like, taking cauldrons away from someone.
That didn't really register until just now.
And not just creating a cauldron.
Does make sense. Also,
I thought he was just creating a cauldron until he's just like, oh no, whose tiny cauldron did I just take?
Create, typically in magic systems, you can't create something from nothing. And also, I will say, he didn't throw it at the guy. He hid under it while the guy was trying to kick him. So he...
Okay, I vaguely remember the twist tube. But yeah. So you have them sprinting and running, and Deuce just lecturing this person mid-sprint. He's just like, you remind me of when I was little. I used to be like you, blah, blah, blah.
Which I will say was like 1 year ago.
Now I'm going to be an honor student. Yeah, for real.
So I also find it weird that like, all of Dila's coworkers recognize Deuce, but no one else in town does.
I mean, like, I can understand if everyone knew him with blonde hair, like, as a punk, all scraped up, picking fights, different clothing style, to, like, natural hair, acting very polite. Like, I can understand it taking a minute to kick in. But for the Black Bunnies to not recognize them so quickly, like...
Especially since, like, as soon as they find out who he is.
Like, because I can understand the...
Well, I'm gonna make a connection. He's basically...
Oh my gosh!
Obviously not Ash, but because, like...
Celebrity.
Ash is a good guy. Young Deuce was very obviously not, but, like, he's basically same level of notoriety as Ash from Banana Fish. And, like...
You're saying Ash, and I'm picturing, like, Ketchum from
like,
Pokemon.
Third time that's happened in the last 2 weeks. No, I mean Ash Lance from Banana Fish. And it's, like, genuinely everyone involved in Banana Fish. Genuinely everyone involved in, like, you know, New York City crime scene stuff knows of Ash and recognizes Ash. And then, you know, in this small town that's, like, not even a fraction of the population of New York City, no one recognizes their notable gang leader after, like, 6 months away at school and dyeing his hair back to his natural color.
I don't think it's that no one notices it. Like, obviously the Black Bunnies don't, which, to be fair, they're also, like, middle schoolers.
I guess.
So, like, kind of fair that they wouldn't, like, automatically recognize him.
The shopkeepers
but,
would
like,
have commented
clearly,
on it,
like, the coworkers... See, I don't think they would have commented on it, because I think the adults are kind of just like, oh, he looks like a nice kid now. I'm not gonna bring up the fact that he was such a brat last year, like... Technical difficulties!
Woo!
Off the bingo!
Oh, which I will put the link to the bingo in the notes on this one, because I forgot to.
Oh wait, we gotta read Caden's text.
Oh yes, and then we gotta go because both my laptop and my headphones are dying.
Fair. Am I reading it or am I?
Do you want to? They said they wanted you to, so.
Fair. Okay.
I know you said you didn't want to, but they said they wanted you to.
I know. You'll know why I don't want to read this in a second.
I read it,
so
I know why.
I don't want to read it aloud. I'm talking to the readers. So, here are Caden's texts for us to read.
Well, no, he said read the second paragraph first.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay. Sorry.
Please read this one first, though. Due to Caden's work and the people they're making them want to throw shit, they give us this paragraph instead. Please read this entire thing directly for the pod. My notes for the bunny thing are... Mommy, 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 awooga, why are they all dressed to the nines and everyone else just wearing bunny ears? Why is Ortho running like that? Sobbing emoji. Isn't having a robot on your team cheating? Lots of question marks and exclamation points. That was all in caps, mind you. Lowercase. Damn, dude, really got knocked out by the cauldron, ... Anyway, Deuce won, yippee, team freshies, plus silver, minus Sebek, Ace, and Jack.
I will say that Ace and Jack was my addition because they just said minus Sebek at first, and I was like, hang on, we're missing half the freshman gang. Which, in case you can't tell, is one of my favorite group dynamics in all of Twisted Wonderland. I love the freshman gang. So, this event, just for that reason, was very fun for me.
It was a very fun event.
It was. I think this is... Ooh, let's do the rating system I created for my for my solo. What was it? It was design, story, and mechanics. So I didn't do anything fun with the mechanics, so it gets a 3 on mechanics. How out of 5, how would you rate the designs? We didn't really like them, so
they get like A 2.
Yeah.
Wait, is this out of 5 or out of 10?
Out of 5. But yeah, I
I'll
would
stick
agree.
With 2.
Yeah, 2. And then story, also out of 5. I liked the story.
I'd say like a 4 out of 5.
Yeah. I agree. So 2 for designs, 4 for story, 3 for mechanics, because they didn't do anything interesting. It was just twist tunes. Actually, no, I think I gave... Yeah, no. Based on my ratings, it would be a 2 for mechanics, because I think Harveston and... I forget what it's called, but Scalding Sands, I gave it 2, because they didn't... It was really just a story event. There wasn't anything with them. Hey, anyway, I'm rambling now. Do you have anything else you wanted to talk about?
I'm looking at the bingo card. We filled like 10 squares, but I don't think there's any bingos this time.
Yeah. Are we calling it then? This will be, I think, the longest episode yet.
Yeah, I'm calling it.
All right.
Okay, I think that's everything.
Yep.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye.